WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a partly cloudy sky, partly sunny today with the slightest chance for a shower, the high 78. Then cloudy with a good chance for showers tonight and Monday, the low tonight 60, becoming breezy Monday, high 66. Tuesday, sunny, high 66. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 66 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
The Office Pile is one of the top co-working spaces in the nation because it provides the best office space for a multicultural and diverse business community. If you're a business owner looking to rent space, join today for as little as $165 a month. Never a contract or long-term lease. The Office Pile offers you the most beautiful and affordable office space and event hosting destination in Arizona. We can host any event from 2 to 500 guests. TheOfficePile.com, TheOfficePile.com.
Are you tired of low interest rates on your savings accounts and certificates of deposit? Fight back. More than 1 million CD holders have taken advantage of a retirement secret. It's called the CD alternative. Act now before it's too late. Learn the secret. Call 623-500-6143. Don't you think you're entitled to guaranteed higher interest rates? Call 623-500-6143.
You need your vehicle. Imagine being a victim of auto theft. You don't have time to replace a stolen car? Then relax, because Revelco is here. Revelco has been protecting cars, trucks, vans, even semis for 40 years. It doesn't light up, make noise, or have a computer. It just protects your ride. Find out more about Revelco today. Dial 480-248-8378. Revelco. No bells or whistles, just results. Dial 480-248-8378.
Este baile no hay salida, que corre el tiempo. Pégate y zumba conmigo.
Live from Phoenix, this is the Entrepreneurs in Fuego, the #1 multimedia broadcast show for entrepreneurs in Arizona. And now, here's your host, Francisco Javier.
This is where I get the butterflies, right here, because it's showtime. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs in Fuego radio show. We're the #1 multimedia broadcast show for entrepreneurs in Arizona. Joining me in studio this morning, my goodness gracious. My goodness gracious, that's all I'm going to say. It is a pleasure, first of all, to introduce my guest co-host, Elizabeth Ivory, also known as the Creole Girl. Now, we have an argument going on, because I say Creole, but you say it how? You say it Creole.
Creole.
See,
Elizabeth Ivory, a.k.a. the Creole Girl.
See, I disagree, because it's like pecan or pecan.
Exactly. It's spelled the same, but just different pronunciation.
Elizabeth
Depending on where you're from, though, you know.
There you go. Elizabeth is part owner of O.D. Harris Media. O.D. as in we get too much of it, or we get not enough of it? Teen Media, she's a paralegal and a full-time caregiver, CNA to her mother, who lives with her.
Yes.
Wow. Well, see, there's a difference between living with your mother or your mother living with you. Mm-hmm. Which is it?
My mom lives with me, so I take care of her.
There's a difference.
Now, she does have her own income coming in because, you know, she lived a pretty amazing life herself. Her and my father built a legacy. They used to have a construction company. My mother used to be an RN. She retired, and she also used to work for the feds.
Elizabeth is also a co-host for the show Empire After Talk TV.
Yes.
And a host of a new show called Trending Topics.
Yes, I'm excited.
And if you turn on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or any kind of social media, you will realize that Elizabeth, a.k.a. Creole girl, I think we're going to go Creole. We're just gonna go.
Your accent is great, so say it just like how you say it.
See, I got the Latin. I got the Latin accent going on.
Exactly. You can't get away from that at all.
I can't get away from it.
Make it sound all saucy.
Exactly. You're also a celebrity who. Am I good? You know, you rest of it just. I think we could just do an hour show just introducing who you are. So we're just gonna hold off for a little bit because we got to pay some bills. Also, my name is Francisco Aguirre. Francisco Javier. AKA Francisco Javier. How's that? So I also have an AKA.
Exactly.
Your host, CEO, and founder of the Office Pile, named in 2015, one of the top co-working communities in the world. This portion of the show is being brought to you by Gene Kernan. And Gene gave me a little cheat sheet here. I'm going to read this. Locomotive Marketing will provide hashtag free Wi-Fi to the third art fashion show to support Wings for Warriors. Check that out. Support them effortlessly on hashtag social Wi-Fi at this event. You can tell I'm reading this, right? Text AFS-3. Is that what it is? AFS-3 to 602-618-6626. 602-618-6626 to learn. Why did you cap learn? Learn is all caps. Why? All right, that's all right. Okay. So to learn how your business can drive revenue in all caps, and reduce costs in all caps. Saguaro Hotspot. It's a beautiful thing. Sandrina Benz, independent leader in luxury car private client service. I always get tongue-tied in the morning, particularly when I recite.
Still waking up here, you know. I've been up since 4:30.
And I shouldn't be tongue twisted, you know, when I'm telling you the show is being brought to you by the people. All right, Leona Bush with Clean Kiss for the Kiss of Health. Allison Hilton with compliments at A Hilton Salon and Spa, and Christine Sabah, the most knowledgeable realtor in Arizona. On deck this Sunday, man, we have a show. One of my favorite guys in the world, Frank Gittens, co-founder and chief executive officer at Advanced Institution LLC, an educational, institutional, and business empowerment solutions arena company. Frank is also a sales and marketing guru at Infusionsoft, empowering and helping small businesses with CRM business solutions. And Arithia Finis.
Yes.
Like Phoenix without the X, but with the accent on the fee.
You're so smart.
Like pecan or pecan.
Look at you.
Co-founder of the Master Thinkers, keynote speaker. I am very Latin today because, you know, my E's are like speaker.
It is early.
It is early. Entrepreneur, clarity, expert and mentor, transformation coach, business consultant, trainer, investor. Can you spare a dime, sister?
I am pretty busy.
And a best-selling author.
Yes.
We will be discussing today investing in minority entrepreneurs, man. I got some incredible statistics about minority business owned here in Arizona.
I'm excited to hear them.
We might get thrown out of the station at the end of the day.
I hope not. We need the station.
Yes, we do.
For the community.
Exactly.
Maybe. At the bottom of the hour, directly from Las Vegas, Nevada.
He putting you on blast. He putting you out there.
Wow. And I'm saying directly from Las Vegas, Nevada, like about 5 minutes ago, the man from Mars, Brian Wood, certified professional coach and NBA player rep, will share some of his lessons from Mars.
And I'm in full recovery mode. Be perfectly
Full disclosure.
clear about that. Yeah.
Full disclosure.
And I'm just happy to be here, too, because, Francisco, you are incredible at the same time. You typically leave me out in the green room. So I don't know what's going to – I never know if I'm going to get a shot. I've been out there for months, it seems like. Every once in a while, Brian come out to jump on the radio show. Anyway.
Let's go back to the top with Creole Girl. Good morning.
Good morning.
Elizabeth, how you doing?
I am fabulous. God woke me up this morning, so I'm good.
Yes.
I cannot complain.
Are you taping this at all? Are you doing the Facebook Live?
I'm getting ready to do Facebook Live, as a matter of fact, for my fans. So I'm
because
getting that going.
it would be a sin
it'd be
not
a
to
sin
have
to do that.
not to have some kind of video to record
Exactly.
the beautiful women that are today joining us here at Entrepreneurs on Fuego radio show. And that's the handicap. That is the handicap of having a radio show when you have. Do you agree with me, Brian Wood?
100%.
Thank you. Wow. When we have so many beautiful women that come through the show, and we can only describe them. We can't show them unless we have Facebook Live. Back in the day, we did not have Facebook Live. Back in the day, we didn't have video. Back in the day, I had to walk to the radio station, snow, 20 miles, barefoot.
Uphill, both ways.
Creole Girl is also a celebrity host.
I am. I'm
Yeah?
everywhere. I'm on the red carpet. I'm doing BET, Grammys, Super Bowl, you name it. I've probably been there. Stella Awards. That was in Vegas.
So tell us a little bit more about why you do what you do.
I feel that in media you can get, I like to report good media and true media, meaning not just, made up stuff, and let the people know, because the people deserve to know the truth and what's really going on, whether it's news, whether it's, whether entertainment.
What is really
celebrity.
going on? What is really going on? I mean, you're implying that there is fake news out there, or that there is...
Absolutely, it can be, because everyone wants... with Facebook Live and with social media the way it is now, anyone can really go on social media and say, well, this is going on, this is that.
Right.
Which a guy got caught lately doing that, correct? It was a guy that's... he's here in Phoenix, actually. It's been all over the news, that was reporting false media for his politics on both sides.
Okay.
On Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So that was interesting.
Yes.
With us in the studio, we have Creole Girl and, of course, Aretha Finis.
Venice.
Gosh.
It's okay. It's
Her
early.
name is amazing.
Thank you.
Aretha Finis.
Yes. See? Venice. No. What is it? Felice
See, now you're
Navidad?
confused
See?
about your own name.
Right.
You see, now I got you all confused. All
I was
right.
trying to help you.
And, of course, I need all the help I can get.
He
And
has an accent, so you know what's going on. Yeah.
Right?
And, of course, we have also the man from Las Vegas. The man from Mars, Brian Wood, who just arrived from Vegas. So tell me about it. All right. So this fake. So what your job is, what you do is you report the news as you see them, without faking them out, without giving
just raw footage.
Just raw footage.
Nothing scripted.
Nothing edited.
Nothing edited. I mean, we go Facebook Live. We edit it when we're going. Putting the videos, up on YouTube and so forth. But
right.
We also do Facebook Lives all the time. So you're seeing what's going behind the scenes. So it's very natural. I'll never forget the first time this season when we went back on Empire. The first raw footage that we had for Facebook Live got 20,000 views.
Wow.
Man.
20,000 views. And it's
That's
still
very
going.
good.
It's still growing.
That is awesome.
20,000 views. Because the public like raw footage. They like seeing raw. And we can get mad at society and get mad about reality TV. As I told Francesco before when we talked on the phone, people like real TV. Whether it's drama, whether you're crying, whether your boyfriend's cheating on your girlfriend, whatever's going on, these are things that really are happening in society. And people want, even though it's staged, you put two of them in the room that hate each other, you're going to get something. But regardless of it being staged, there's still real emotions that are going on television. And people want to see them. That's why reality does so well on TV.
But let's talk about from an entrepreneurial point of view, though. All right, so you get 20,000 views. How does that translate into dollars and cents?
People reaching out to you, want to be your
Let
sponsor.
me ask the question again.
Be on their platform.
How does that translate into dollars and cents? Let me ask, and I ask the question not facetiously or cruelly, but in being genuine with a question, because we've had people from social media here in the show that said that really your ROI does not matter unless you are paying for it. So having 10,000 views, 20,000 views really doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't. We pay out of pocket too sometimes. It goes a little bit of, like I told you before, it goes a little bit of both ways.
Yeah.
You're going to pay, if you believe in your dream and what you believe in what you're selling, you're going to have to spend out the pocket of your own money.
You have to.
But we're in a time of social media, like you see the girl that's on Instagram. Once you get about 100,000 views on Instagram, you're at about 100,000 and up, people going to call you and reach out to you. Now, I only have a couple thousand on my Instagram. And I'm already getting, I get called, I get, for photography work. If you're here, you're having hair and makeup. Maybe not the big bucks yet, but I get a lot of people that reach out to me and tell me, well, I want to do this for you. Because what happens is, if you're on my platform, I have a hairstylist, Leslie Martin. Wherever I'm at, she always does my hair, my makeup majority of the time. My hair, my makeup. Also, my girlfriend, my girl Diane works over at MAC. She does my makeup also, and also a girl named by Gabby. So I have like 2 backups. And Alexis, I'll have 3 backups for his makeup. And I always put down hair by, Leslie Martin, makeup by whoever, makeup by this person. And it gives them exposure and marketing as well. So what happens is, if you see the Creole girl getting her makeup and hair done by whoever, they want to reach out, well, who does your hair? And they call that person. So it's like cross-marketing. So not only am I giving someone who does things for me, I'm also giving them business and public publicity as well. Because all these women you see are men that have these $1.3 million, 3 million, views or, people, friends on your Instagram followers. It turns into big money because we're in a society of social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. People just start acting, like reach out to me. You see me on Facebook. I interviewed Deborah for NASCAR, for diversity, bringing, photographers of color all over the world. You contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
It is true. Elizabeth Ivory, also known as Creole Girl, is in studio. I do have a question. Arithia, how does social media help your business? I mean, we're talking about 20,000 views over here, cross-marketing and everything else. Do you find social media useful for you?
Absolutely. I had little exposure in Central America. I partnered up with the gentleman in Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, and people started reaching out to me, asking me, can you help me? I don't speak English, Spanish, but, thanks to Google,
okay,
they would send me their issue, their problem, their concern, and I would just put in my own words, talking with them, but I would just hit translate, and it would just translate it for
but
me.
you found these people through social media.
Absolutely. They reached out to me. Absolutely.
I know that Brian Wood, the Man from Mars. Now, we have created a brand, The Man from Mars, and Lessons from Mars. So I know that social media, in many aspects, have developed or helped create the brand. Aside from that, do you find social media a useful tool at this point? And the reason that I say that, it might sound like a very innocent or naive question, if you will, but it's not, because a lot of us may be leaving social media for perhaps reaching more through email or reaching through, hey, this is very novel, picking up the phone and calling someone.
And we're losing that, too.
And
yes.
Absolutely, we're losing that touch. And so the millennials are leaving social media for the more traditional forms of communication. Brian, do you find that still, to this day, the better forms of communication are the handshake, the phone call, the traditional forgotten ways to communicate?
Yeah, I would say absolutely yes. And I would also say the platform is huge on the social media side. So really comparing the two, you get a lot more mileage out of social media.
You do.
And quite honestly, it's not easy. It is about consistency, and it's something I'm still actually working on. But I know that you can reach so many more people by taking that approach as opposed to the handshake and all these other things that
Sure.
are very important.
Here's what happens is that, for instance, we are at a terrestrial radio right now. So this medium, we may have a few thousand listeners right now, but at the end of the day, the value of this show is the after use. This show is going to go into a platform, is going to go on our YouTube channel, Entrepreneurs en Fuego YouTube channel, and people can tune in on demand at their own time, at their own place, in your phone very likely, and you're going to tune in and say, all right, let me see what they said this morning, right? And that's, I think, the power of social media. So it's I don't think it is any longer just one vehicle or one instrument like Facebook by itself, or Twitter by itself, or radio or TV by itself. I think now you have a combination of several tools. Now let's talk a little bit about how that is helping our minority businesses here in Arizona. I found Creole Girl. I found you, Elizabeth, through Facebook at a NASCAR race, interviewing some incredible people from Lincoln Sports. And that's
incredible people.
Exactly.
They are, man, doing amazing things over there.
Yes, and that's how I found you. And it looked like NASCAR still very much a white person's sport.
And it is.
It is. But there is an increasing movement to kind of sprinkle NASCAR with some minority drivers and some minority participation, yes?
And it is, like you say, you said that you hit on the nose. It is a sprinkle. Because as Deborah stated, they're moving.
That would be Deborah Dupree.
Yes, yeah. Deborah Dupree. I love her. She's such a great person, great energy. And she's very trying to, really trying to break barriers in NASCAR. And as we talked, her and I talked, it's a sprinkle. It's a slow process. Because in order for you to let me know and you tell me and tell the world that you want diversity, first of all, we need to be more inviting. Let's take down the Confederate flag.
Right.
Let's stop being ignorant.
Right.
And so if you want to show warmth, like when you invite someone home, welcome. Good morning. Just welcoming the things to invite people in. And she will say the one at the NASCAR in Arizona is the least racist because they don't allow the Confederate flags. But if you go to Talladega and some of the other ones, it's still very, racist. And I will say after the election, me going to NASCAR, it was really kind of weird because me even walking in there, we had a suite. So after I leave the suite, me and OD to go out, maybe get something to eat, get something to drink, some other things or whatever, just to sit around and take pictures or whatever and get some footage. People just kind of stared at me and looked at me a little bit weird. It felt weird, like, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm an energy person. I can read people in a couple seconds, and I can know if I'm dealing with you.
Wait. To be sure, I would have stopped and stared at you. But for different reasons, probably. Very likely.
But I got the stare why are you here?
Okay, so I'd have been like,
this isn't your turf. You don't belong here. And they wasn't very inviting to people. Now, I'm not going to say NASCAR wasn't doing what they're supposed to, but the people who they attract, like I say, you are who you are, who you hang out with. If it acts like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So you have, like I tell my teenage daughter, you have to be careful and be mindful of who you keep as company. Mm-hmm. Because bad company can cause your name and your reputation to be downtown, to be turned down also.
So, in the bottom line, do we think that Arizona is kind of opening up a little bit more to diversity through the use of social media and the media in general, opening up for people of color, people of diversity?
Because a lot of minorities don't have the money, or small business owners don't have the money to put in for marketing. So you have Facebook, you have Instagram, and all those platforms that you can increase and help build your audience through social media.
For free.
For free.
Right.
Or for a small, if you want to really enhance it and pay to get it, to touch even more audience, you can pay to boost it.
We're going to come back on the other side of the show and talk a little bit more about this, but someone that inspires me all the time is the man from Mars. And at the bottom of the show, like right now, we actually have him tell us a little bit about his experiences. We're going to touch about your Vegas experience perhaps in another show because that other show would have to probably be
R-rated. R-rated.
Absolutely
Look,
not.
What stays in Vegas, what goes in Vegas, supposed to stay in Vegas. He's putting you out there.
Well, I think he carried it over to KFNX right here. So anyway, here we go. Let's talk about the man from Mars. Lessons from Mars. Here you go.
So many of you are familiar with the term or the acronym DBA, doing business as. But let's look at DBA from a different perspective, one that applies to all of us. And DBA applies to all of us, including couples and athletes and leaders. So for today, DBA is going to represent desire and belief and acceptance.
Nice.
So, desire. Let's start with D. Desire. Understand what it is exactly that you want. Clarity. And why you want it. Exceptional people, they're really clear about their whys. What drives them? What makes them go after that passion that they so desire? And how much do you want it? How much are you willing to give up to get what you want? So desire. And then B is belief. And belief that you can attain it and that you can own it. And probably the most important part is that you deserve it. You see, guilt gets in our way often. And that's an emotion that does not serve us well. It makes us worse. So think about this. Understand the importance of giving up in the sense of letting it go. You're not responsible for yesterday. You're not responsible for the past. You're responsible for right here and right now. So move on. Speaking of moving on, we'll move on to A, and that's acceptance. So live and believe in a way that you've already achieved your goal. You've already won. So when you move on to DBA, when you talk about DBA, understand that that really serves as a reminder for us to shift, right? We're going to shift the way we think and our emotions and our actions. We're going to shift the people, places, and things in our lives to make sure that we're surrounded by the environment that's most supportive for us. And on top of that, there's one more reminder. So pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's optional.
I like that.
Have a great day. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Be good from B Wood. We'll see you next time.
The man from Mars.
Love it.
I tell you
like
what,
that.
that is exceptional, and I really respect that message. It's probably one of the most one of the messages that it's kind of hit me right inside because though that one of the things about the Man from Mars, right? We have about we're in season 2. We have done probably about 15 weeks of these messages and stuff, but it's always very inspiring. And on the other side of the show, we're going to have Frank Gittens on Entrepreneurs en Fuego. We'll be right back.
Coverage you can count on around the clock. News, weather, and the KFNX traffic team. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
We may learn more today about who is on Team Trump. The president-elect has been meeting with potential cabinet picks this weekend, including Mitt Romney. Some reports say Romney may be in line for Secretary of State. Correspondent Phil Mattingly.
Trump transition officials making very clear they are considering, and President-elect Donald Trump is considering Mitt Romney for a possible position inside the administration. Now, the question has been, what would that position potentially be? We know Mitt Romney has been interested in the past in potentially serving as Secretary of State. We know Donald Trump needs a Secretary of State.
President Obama says the country and the world should wait and see who Trump chooses before making any judgments.
Give this new president-elect a chance to put their team together to examine the issues, to determine what their policies will be.
Obama is meeting with leaders of Australia and Canada today at an Asia-Pacific summit in Peru. The first winter storm of the season has brought blizzard conditions to parts of the northern plains. Some areas of the Great Lakes region could get up to 20 inches of snow today. I'm Christopher Cruz.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a partly cloudy sky, partly sunny today with the slightest chance for a shower, the high 78. Then cloudy with a good chance for showers tonight and Monday, the low tonight 60, becoming breezy Monday, high 66. Tuesday, sunny, high 66. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 68 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
The Office Pile is one of the top co-working spaces in the nation because it provides the best office space for a multicultural and diverse business community. If you're a business owner looking to rent space, join today for as little as $165 a month. Never a contract or long-term lease. The Office Pile offers you the most beautiful and affordable office space and event hosting destination in Arizona. We can host any event from 2 to 500 guests. TheOfficePile.com, TheOfficePile.com.
Beethoven, presented by the Scottsdale Philharmonic. General admission is free. Reserved VIP seating, just $15. Arizona's premier Philharmonic presents Beethoven Symphony No. 7 and more. Scottsdale Bible Church, 7601 East Shea Boulevard in Scottsdale. Sunday, November 20th at 4 p.m. Visit ScottsdalePhilharmonic.com.
If you're like me, I was always looking for that special tire and auto company I could trust. Then I found Advance Auto Service and Tire Centers, an honest, reliable, and local shop that's been a part of Arizona neighborhoods since 1989. Advance Auto is offering Goodyear factory rebates of up to $80 on 4 select tire sets. And if you purchase using Goodyear financing on approved credit, they'll double the factory rebates up to $160.
Advanced Auto Service and Tire Centers is your neighborhood source for everything automotive since 1989.
Looking for an honest, reliable, and local shop to service your car, truck, or SUV? Advance Auto Service and Tire Centers has been a part of Arizona neighborhoods since 1989. Along with their low price guarantee on tires, Advance Auto also has great deals on automotive service. Check out their latest specials and factory rebates online at advanceauto.com.
Family owned and operated since 1989. Advanced Auto Service and Tire Centers is your neighborhood source for everything automotive. Check them out online at advancedauto.com.
The Office Pile is one of the top co-working spaces in the nation because it provides the best office space for a multicultural and diverse business community. If you're a business owner looking to rent space, join today for as little as $165 a month. Never a contract or long-term lease. The Office Pile offers you the most beautiful and affordable office space and event hosting destination in Arizona. We can host any event from 2 to 500 guests. TheOfficePile.com, TheOfficePile.com.
Este baile no hay salida, que corre el tiempo. Pégate y zumba conmigo como vivir.
Welcome back. My name is Francisco Javier, and I am joined today by my guest co-host, Elizabeth Ivory. Elizabeth Ivory.
Hello, hello.
I'm going to say that 3 times. Elizabeth Ivory. Also known as the Creole.
The Creole girl.
You see, I said pecan instead of pecan.
The Creole.
Aretha Phoenix, co-founder. Did I say that correct?
Yes, you did.
I know that. I'm a quick learner.
Yes, you are.
Right.
Co-founder of the Master Thinkers, keynote speaker, entrepreneur, clarity expert, and mentor, transformation coach, investor. You're everything, man.
Yes, I try to be. Yes.
And you should add the most beautiful girl in the world.
Oh,
to
look at
your
you.
resume.
Look at you. Wow. Thank you.
I'm Latin. I can't help it.
I love it. I love it.
And Frank Gittins, my main man.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Co-founder,
show.
Co-founder and chief executive officer of Advance Your Institution LLC, an educational institution and business empowerment solutions-oriented company. Frank is also a sales and marketing guru at Infusionsoft, empowering and helping small businesses with CRM business solutions. This portion of the show is being paid in part by Infusionsoft, sales and marketing automation software built exclusively for small business success. Brian Cowarding, CEO of Elite Restaurants, connecting foodies with the best local establishments in Arizona. He's my main man. Mallory Dyer, CEO of GraphLock, turning your smartphone, tablet, and laptop into a fully functioning scientific and graphing calculator. They're just doing phenomenal. And Brad Kemp, president of Anago of Phoenix, the superior choice for commercial cleaning America's businesses. And as promised, in studio we have Frank. How you doing, Frankie?
All right, my man. How you doing?
Hey, man, we're doing just fine, man. I mean, I know you were on the sidelines listening to the first half of the show.
It's amazing.
And we got all inspired by Brian Wood, the man from Mars, with one of the most powerful messages we've heard in the past few months. I tell you what, man, I mean, he had the whole room over here just going, man.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
He is a beast.
I ran around the building after. I haven't run since 1979.
You know, Frank, we're talking about investing in minority entrepreneurs here and the diversity that we find in minority-owned businesses in Phoenix. And, you know, I ran into some pretty interesting statistics. The African Americans make up about 4.5% of the Arizona population, yet there's only 2% of the African American population that own businesses,
right?
That own small businesses.
Mm-hmm. We talk about often the lack of capital, lack of access to capital, really has really kind of stifled the opportunity and growth perspectives for minority businesses. But it's an underserved market, and you'll notice that when you do invest in minority-owned businesses, generally meaning African-American, Hispanic, and Native American and Asian businesses that generally, and that's not even to include the women-owned minority businesses, right? That those businesses tend to show returns when we look at some of the equity funds that are available to invest in that segment. They all return generally. The return on investment has been amazing. And I've been listening to a conversation a little bit about when we talk about, I think marketing has a lot to do with this as well. I think that, it's interesting because we talk about the monetization of social media, and not to digress too much, but we talk about the access to also nurturing the traffic that we get. I think, ultimately we drive a lot of traffic whether you have 20,000 views, et cetera, but you have folks who really don't know what to do with those prospects once they get them.
And that is precisely, amen, because that is precisely my point. You get 10,000 views, you get 15,000, you get 20,000 views. What do you do with that? And I think that's where your value comes in, Frankie, because that's where you help small businesses say,
Absolutely.
all right, this is what you need to do in order to follow up with these businesses. This is what you're going to have to touch 6, 7, 8 times that same individual before you turn them into a sale, right?
Absolutely.
You have to touch them, but it's the chicken or the egg, right? Do you want to drive all your traffic, but we're not managing the traffic we have, and so we're going to continue to try to figure out ways, and then if you try to nurture them on your own in a manual way, you don't have time to build your business.
It's almost like when I was at the NAACP Image Awards. When you get that phone number and make that connection with that celebrity, what do you do with it? Because I can meet 1 million people, but what do I do with it when I get the phone number and get the information from the person?
Aretha, what do you do? How do you get your business?
I have reached out, and I have business partnerships. I have I've developed deep, meaningful friendships. I have clients all over the world from my connections, and it's all been through social media. And actually, I'm going to reach out to some people in this room for help because I overcome language barriers because I tap into the heart. That's where I do my best work. I have been touted. Someone said this about me, that I am a surgical spiritual practitioner. I was like, wow, thank you for that compliment.
Surgical
spiritual
practitioner.
Wow.
The person said to me, a gentleman that I met actually through Facebook reached out to me. Wow. He said to me, I've never seen anybody like you. He said, you actually cut me open and sewed me up at the same time. I said, boom, it's not me, it's God. But that's where I do my best work. But anyway, getting back to the topic, it's a challenge, and I think if we are smart as business, I don't consider myself a minority, because with me and God, I am the majority. So I do the best I can. I try to. Well, I shouldn't say. Let me stop saying try. I attempt to reach out to people in their language, in their dialect. But what are you hurting about? What's your issue? What's your concern? Because something that Brian said earlier, you have to be clear about what you want. And that's where a lot of people struggle. They have no idea what they want. Their mind, their situation, their life experience has them so bogged down, confused, turned up and turned out. They don't know what they want. So when I go in and I sit down with them, I say, listen, let's get past all the clutter, let's get past all the gunk. What is your heart desire? What do you feel passionate about?
I got you. Now, do you reach out specifically to minorities? Do you reach out? Who's your clientele?
Anyone who's hurting. They contact me, and I reach out to them, and we go from there. And then they'll say, I have a friend in Spain. I have a good contact, a good friend in Germany. He says, I have a friend in Spain. Okay, the friend in Spain turned out, I have a friend in Ireland. Can you speak with him? Sure. I have a friend. I had a person reach out to me from Bahrain. I had to look it up because I didn't even know where it was.
Wow.
So you're worldwide.
Yes.
You
yes.
reach out worldwide.
Yes.
Perfect. Frank Gittens, co-founder and chief executive officer of Adventure Institution, and also a sales and marketing guru at Infusionsoft. Frankie, how how is Infusionsoft helping minority businesses advance their cause, advance their businesses?
Amazing question. And what's interesting is not just, just having a conversation such as this where, because I think intuitively we all talk about, again, we build our website and we launch social media and we drive all of this traffic. We've got a ton of window shoppers. We've not identified what or who, what our sales process is, who our market is. We don't strategize or assess. The small business success method is something that the co-founders of Infusionsoft put together with the primary purpose of being able to not just help you in your business, but also help you in your leadership capabilities to be able to drive that business. We look at things like there's a great book called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber.
Good book.
Absolutely. And it really just talks about helping you process how to play your position.
Because we all have one.
Absolutely. Yes. Innately, you'll meet someone who cooks well, and the first thing people say is, "Oh, you should have a restaurant." Maybe they should. Maybe they shouldn't. Right? Right. Or at least understand who they are. I have a friend of mine, Tony Coleman Brown, who, and it just really reflects the conversation that we're having this morning. And she's got a new book out called Delayed But Not Denied, and it's 20 inspirational stories of life and resiliency. And she talks about the fact that you can, if you understand who you are and you read these stories, you know that you can make something happen. And that's the conversation we had earlier today. And again, Infusionsoft really we have Icon in April, and I think that's for small business users, our annual conference. And it's amazing. There are breakout sessions. We have leadership features as well, not just the all-in-one CRM marketing and sales automation solution, but we have sales and, we have CEO leadership forums that we put together. They're free webinars, et cetera, that you can go on and access to any small business owner. And we only empower entrepreneurs. We don't work with mid-size or enterprise-size companies. So we only are in the small business space.
Powerful.
Absolutely.
In studio, we have my incredibly beautiful co-host.
Yeah.
I have to stop myself like 20 times for staring at you. Your fiancé is going to come in and beat me up.
Oh, he's very secure with himself.
That's all right. I'll put up a fight. Hang on one second.
Put my boxing gloves.
My co-host, Elizabeth Ivory, also known as Creole Girl. We have in studio also Arthea Finis, co-founder of the Master Thinkers, and, of course, Frank Gittens, a sales guru at Infusionsoft. And we're discussing social media, integration of small businesses, minority businesses, and how we as a group, as a family of entrepreneurs can...
That's a good name, family. We need to start supporting small businesses.
Correct. We can support small businesses.
Absolutely. So we need to start promoting. We need to start promoting and start supporting each other.
Yes. And one of the things, and that is a very good point, because one of the things that I started doing, and I'm very ashamed to admit this, but you got to start at some point. About 3 years ago, I started just avoiding, except for my coffee this morning, supporting big chains and just supporting the small business, small businesses. If I go to lunch, I definitely avoid going to a chain restaurant. I go to a small business. I go to the mom and pop right down the street.
And I like them. I'm from California, so I love the mom and pops where that home good cooking, and they put a little love in it. It's like the chain restaurant. You have your money, because what it is, it's so easy to go to a chain restaurant because they're everywhere. And we as people, we get lazy, and we don't want to take the extra time or the extra block to go to a mom and pop and support them so they can stay in business. Because back when we were younger, we all know the mom and pops is what saved and helped the community.
Yes.
Is the small restaurants, the small business owners.
Why do you think, though, that let me rephrase it this way. What else do we need to do in order to make sure that our voice is heard as minority businesses, and particularly here in Arizona, which is, it's a friendly state, yes, but not as friendly perhaps as some other states that are plagued with more minorities. I mean, here, of course, the Hispanic market makes up a good 45 to 50% of the population, and minority businesses in the Hispanic market has increased tremendously.
I think the outreach. I think networking is an underrated characteristic or feature of being a business owner. Honestly, I think that folks don't reach out as often as they could. I think that when we understand your business, know your business. There are 27 million small businesses in this country.
Wow.
27 million. I mean, you can start with Small Business Saturday on November 26th, right? That's a great. It's an endeavor that American Express launched, and I think that it's something that where we can start first, right? In Infusionsoft, for instance, we only use small businesses, local small businesses, to any of our events, whether it be catering, etc. Any of the events that we have, we only source to small businesses.
And that's what I'm talking about. That is a very specific way of it. It is not just a broad statement. All right, we're just going to help, but that's a very specific action that you're doing. You're using small businesses to cater to whatever functions that you're doing through Infusionsoft.
I think also as GPEC, Greater Phoenix Economic Council, has done a really good job in changing the model, which they were only bringing in companies that were looking to bring their call centers here. And so now that they're bringing in companies, they're really looking for companies who want to bring their operations here in mass. It creates a connection to the community, right? And I think that that's a really big deal. That will help promote some of the businesses that have access. But also the small business owners have got to go out there and really hit the pavement.
Exactly.
Yes. Because it's somewhat anticlimactic when you say, I'm going to start my business, and that's really the goal. I want to start my business. I don't want to grow my business. I want to start my business. They start it. It's almost saying, like, I want to be married. And you get married, then what do you do from there?
I don't do anything else. Well, first of all, for starters, we need to start being jealous of each other.
What do you mean?
Well, because this is a big problem, and I feel it really in Phoenix. I don't know if you guys feel it, but in Phoenix we don't want to support each other, meaning I'm too afraid to suggest her, Arethea. I'm so afraid, sending business over to you because I'm scared I'm going to lose my business.
That's a whole
And we have
issue.
to go into that. We have to get in that mind frame. What's meant for me, Elizabeth, is meant for me. And you can't take anything from me if I pass you over some business. We need to start not only supporting each other and spreading the word. Hey, she has a business. She does this. Or Elizabeth does this. Or Francisco does this. Or Brian does this. If we start doing more of that instead of being so scared, my business is going to fail because she's going to take away from me, then I think we can be even more successfsome.
That is a very good point. And I think it goes a little bit deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely. That's another show.
And Brian, and we've had some shows. And in fact, if you listen to some of the lessons from Mars, from the Man from Mars, from Ryan, we talk about this.
To get that book.
We talk about a level 1, level 2 state of consciousness or mind where you begin to think that the world owes you everything.
Absolutely.
And you're jealous of somebody else's success. And I think that prevents us from
that's a big one.
advancing in our own environment. I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile. I'm looking at your Facebook post, and you're posting from Bahamas. I'm like, I'm not going to like that.
Exactly.
You keep scrolling down the road.
People will look at your page and they won't like anything. If you have if I have 5,000,
I hit a button,
if
didn't
I have 5,000 followers or friends, you mean to tell me a picture's only getting 100 likes? Because you're looking and you're not celebrating and congratulating me on my success like I do you.
But you know what?
That is a big problem in the world, in society.
That is their issue. All you can do as an individual is do your best and put it out into the world, radiate your goodness. That's all you can do.
Amen.
I like absolutely.
I like that. And we are going into a weekend, or actually a week, where we give thanks.
Absolutely.
It's Thanksgiving. Frank, what are you grateful and thankful for?
I'm absolutely thankful for my amazing family, my kids, my sisters. I'm a kid from the South Bronx that was in foster care, and things were rough, right? But and that too shall pass, right? It's been amazing, and so I'm thankful for everything that we've done here. Thank you, Francisco.
My pleasure. Arethea, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for this awesome opportunity. I'm thankful that now my friendship circle has expanded thanks to all of you in this room and everyone
Absolutely.
listening. I am thankful for my amazing relationships. Being a person who has dedicated the rest of my life to helping people uncover and discover the limitless possibilities of the mind. There is no shortage of anything. There is no shortage of friends. There is no shortage of business. There is no shortage of anything, but it has to start with you, the person in the mirror.
Absolutely.
So I'm
Yep.
thankful that I have that opportunity, and thank you, Francisco.
My pleasure, Alicia. What are you thankful for?
Gosh, I am thankful for my family. My family, the men in my life, my kids, my mother. This is a blessing, my mother, because that's a whole nother show, because my mother wasn't even supposed to still be here. And a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, on Black Friday, my mother went into the hospital. She stayed 3-4 months. And they told me, this was it. My mom was sent home on hospice. I didn't even know what hospice even was.
Wow.
I just signed the paper because I didn't think it was going to help me.
Mhm.
But it was like ready to die type thing. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready. That's why I'm going to still give her medicine. She said going to her appointments, and come to find out they misdiagnosed. My mother just gave up on her. And that's another problem with the hospitals, where when you get a certain age, they don't care anymore. And I said, you know what? We took her off. She came off of hospice. And you know what? My mother's still here. Healthy. And my mother's 80-something years old. She's healthy. She's stable for being her age. She had to learn to walk again, talk again, everything. When she came home, I had to do everything. And I'm going to tell you, I quit my job to take care of my mother. And I would never, ever go back on the decision I made. Because you know what? If you're lucky in life, just how you started in diapers and how you had to be fed and nurtured, if you're lucky and not in life to still live, you will end up the same way. It's the circle of life. Just as you started, it's how you will end if you're lucky enough to live that long.
Elizabeth Ivory, my co-host today, very vociferous and rather passionate about her being grateful. And I love that. I love that enthusiasm about you. Brian Wood, what are you thankful for?
Thankful for God and family and friends, and just the understanding that to change the world, you have to change yourself. And extremely thankful for understanding that we have that opportunity every single day to show up the right way with the right energy and change the world. So just overwhelmed with gratitude, Francisco, including my appreciation and thankful for being part of your
We're so
your world.
thankful for
Thanks.
him.
It is my pleasure.
Opening doors
is
and
my
allowing us
pleasure.
to even be on his platform.
We're also bringing here Gene Kernan from Locomotive Marketing. What are you thankful for, my brother?
I am thankful, first of all, for being here this morning and every Sunday morning with you. I am thankful for getting the perspectives of people that I've not met before, because it is only by hearing other people's perspectives that you get a chance to filter your own. And I am thankful to be living in a country where we can all argue with each other and still get along.
We had gone through a very interesting time politically in our nation. Whether you agree or disagree with the outcome, at the end of the day, if you cut us, we all bleed the same.
Absolutely.
Very true.
We all bleed the same. And I believe it is time now to kind of be a little bit introspective. And that's why maybe the show is taking that introspective turn today, because we are nearing Thanksgiving. We all have to be thankful. I am thankful for you, for everyone. I'm thankful for the show. I'm thankful for having two of my greatest kids in the world. I'm thankful for being able to wake up in the morning and be able to do the show. I'm thankful for Brian Wood, for Frank Gittens, for Gene Kern, Aretha Phoenix, the Creole Girl. Oh, yeah. I'm thankful for everybody. And we talked today about, why not, being thankful for being diverse, for having the courage to go out there and do business, to go out there and expose ourselves to the risks of being an entrepreneur. That is not easy. That is not an easy thing. And for that, I am thankful. For that, I am very thankful.
Absolutely.
Tune in. You were going to say something?
Oh, I want to let everyone know that I'm also part of an organization. Odie Harris has a Ready, Set, Go, which is called Ready, Set, Go, and they help entrepreneurs and small business owners get their business off started. And so we're going to have a holiday extravaganza mixer on December the 17th at Commercial Bank in Scottsdale from 4 to 7. That is definitely somewhere you want to be at because he focused on his drive is about helping entrepreneurs also.
A beautiful thing. Tune in every Sunday on this your independent radio station, 1100 KFNX from 6 to 7 a.m., or you're missing out, man.
Yes.
And I always end the show with an incredible quote from Charlie Day. You cannot let a fear of failure or a fear of compassion or a fear of judgment stop you from doing what's going to make you great. You cannot succeed without the risk of failure. You cannot have a voice without the risk of criticism, and you cannot love without the risk of loss. You must go out and take the risks as entrepreneurs. And that's what this show is all about. Entrepreneurs en Fuego, the #1 multimedia broadcast show for entrepreneurs in Arizona. With that, we are out.
The office pile